Hello and welcome back to the Craftsmen Collective. So I left you guys off with last episode with just the beginning process of the I guess strip mine slash underground tunnels that will be leading towards the rest of our areas on our island, and I figured I'd show you guys the progress that I have so far and the theme that I'm kind of going with. So I kind of gave you a rough example of last time, where we have these darkwood trim. We got the grass block floor, and our leaf ceiling. And as I wanted to kind of go for a torchless lighting, I can kind of concealed some redstone lamps up in the ceiling here. And it gives us a pretty good light level. I mean, like right here, the lowest the light level gets down to is 9. So we'll be plenty of set, and we don't have to worry about mob spawns in here. So I'm thinking, in general, down this wing right here is going to be where our strip mines are, as you can kind of see here. I've done a little bit of strip mining, but in general, this wing right here is going to be our strip mine. As if we look at the map, that direction more or less goes out into the ocean, where there's no other bases, so we don't have to worry too much. These other two directions, I'll explain what that is in a minute, but these other two directions I'm thinking are going to be towards the kind of just branches off towards other areas of our base and our island. Of course I added some little, I think I had these furnaces before. Added a little bit of trim here with the stairs, that brings it up one level higher. And then, yeah, overall I think it looks really good. I like it. I'm not sure, I might do some minor tweaks here and there, but overall I think this is a good theme. I'm not 100% sure on these corners right here. I'm sure there's something we could do. If we could, it would be pretty awesome if we could put stairs sideways. That would be kind of like an awesome addition. Maybe that's something that Mojang will do in the future, seeing as they've already added in 1.3 they added horizontal logs. Maybe they'll add the ability to put stairs in a similar fashion. Also added a little portal. As you knew before, we had a ladder system that was right here that went all the way up from down here. One of the other people in server, Penny, came over and she set up this linked network right here. So if we right click our book and we click here, this is gonna teleport us up. Oh, beep to you too. This is gonna teleport us up to our little house, which we extended just a little bit so we can kind of make a little bit more room, and then we have a link that goes downstairs as well, which should save us a lot of time of not having to run around. I also, in the meantime, since last episode, went to the Nether and did a whole bunch of glowstone hunting, and that's one reason why you saw all those glowstone lamps down there. Is we had just so much glowstone that we could make some. Here's what's left of the 32 grass blocks that I borrowed from Naceros, and just to let you guys know, I am writing down all these things I am borrowing from people, and I do plan to repay them with the items that I borrowed and possibly a interest kind of thing. Just for kind of myself to show that I'm not really just kind of being needy, I guess. Let's see. Here's some little bees that we got from Lemon Peeler. Was showing us around a dense ore world, and he gave these to us while we were there. Now I don't know a whole lot about bees, so that's going to be something we're going to have to look into, but that's for another episode in itself. And let's see, what else? Do I got anything else? It's good. While we were in the Nether, we got some nether brick. So I do enjoy building areas with nether brick a lot. I really like the way it looks, at least in the default texture pack. So that's something we'll probably use in some type of area as like a nether brick themed area. Lots of random assortment. Also, like we did we were doing towards the end of the Naceros Nation, I switched up my gear a little bit, and we're using golden gear right now. And of course, before I continue with that, I'm pretty sure that these MystCraft warps and stuff kind of mess with your character's skin, because I've seen multiple people's videos where they'll use a MystCraft warp and it'll mess up their skin. But as I was saying before, we were going with gold gear. Just recording. So yeah, this is Lemon. He's the one that brought us. He's the one that brought us over to the dense ore world, and gave us those bees. But as I was saying, we're going. I don't know if you may have noticed at the last episode of the Naceros Nation, I was wearing gold gear too, and it's more of to be different, because everyone else in the server is mostly wearing diamond gear, and so I decided to switch it up and go with gold gear. Now, what I am thinking of doing is switching it up even more, but I'm not gonna necessarily. I don't think I'm gonna do it this episode. Maybe for next, but have a different material gear for each slot. So like gold helmet, maybe a leather or leather body, iron pants, and I don't know, some other boots, and do that. Gold boots or diamond boots probably, and I might do that for another episode, not today. While Penny was over here also setting up our teleporter, she was kind enough to give us some propolis and some honey drops. Now, I'm not 100% sure on what these are used for. I know you get them from bees, and as from what I understand, Penny is the queen bee, or the queen of the bees. So I'm gonna have to probably talk to her or talk with someone else and find out what exactly these are used for. I have a feeling, I believe that most of this is used for letters and stuff. I think honey drops is also used with beekeeping, for like mating bees and stuff, or making new types of bees, but I'm not 100% positive on that. And of course a whole ton of ender pearls that we got. I ended up making our own individual chest for ender pearls, and we'll store our ender pearls in there. Now, one thing you may be thinking is, Rock, why don't you just upgrade your chest? Well, I do plan to upgrade my chest, but this house in general is a very, very very basic house that I don't plan on using permanently. So the plan is, let's see if I can get out, not get ambushed by a spider. There you go. Come here. I'll beat you with a shovel. There we go. So the plan is, oh, also, I had a couple creeper accidents yesterday. But the plan is we're gonna, I think I mentioned this before with the temples. So this is going to be a temple here, and then we'll move our chest over to a more permanent location, where we'll kind of make ourselves a nice room with a whole ton of chests that are upgraded to diamond chest. But that's for maybe next episode. I think maybe next episode or the one after we'll do that. And I'm not sure, I might do it this episode or next episode, start the construction of the temple. I'm shooting for next episode, but we'll see on how our recording time is. So let's go back downstairs. Oh, hey, little guy. Yeah, I love slimes. Gives me slime balls for my piston stuff. Okay, so for those who were paying attention, I made a comment last episode where I was talking about Pokeball type. It'd be cool if there was some type of mod that, you know, you could kind of capture the mob, the passive mobs, and bring it back to your base. Well, Naceros contacted me yesterday, and we were doing a little bit of talking, and he showed me a really cool thing, and that's how I got old Jane here. Hey, Jane. I got old Jane here into my base. I didn't minecart it over like I did with Hubert from the Naceros Nation. I actually used this little teleporter right here. So I'll show you the. Let's just go in here. So what this teleporter is pretty much like that. Think of it as like an another portal mixed with like a end portal mixed with like the those teleport stats. And so what happens is you can come into a world, and worlds some worlds will have these crystals here, which you can see in my inventory, and they come in little veins, and you can break them, and then you can use them to construct these portals, where you give it a linking book, and it acts like the stands, except you don't have to click the book and then click the little black box to interact with it and go into it. You can actually just go in to the portal itself. And one other thing with that is that entities that are like non-player entities that go into it will actually get teleported as well. So like if I can get this fat ass cow over here. Cow, go cow, go. Come on. Persistent. Come here. Get in there. So if I shove his fat ass in there, bam, teleported. And now if we went back over to our house, he would be in our house. And so you kind of you can set it up as a two-way portal system. And so for now I have this portal system set up in this this world here. So let's go back through. Oh, and there we go. Hey, there's our cow that we got from our other world. So it's something that's really neat, and I'm going to be taking advantage of that quite a lot. Now, there is one thing that I would like to do with this, though. Now, the problem with this right now is that it's just freely open. So any edibles that I have in my base, while I'm within, I guess, loaded range, can just wander into there and go back into the other world. Now, that's not something that I want. I would like some type of safety protection, or some type of protection to prevent that. So what I'm currently thinking is that we'll have some type of switch that will interact with, that will raise and lower these two blocks right here, so that they'll be like this, kind of. And the way I'm thinking of it is one of two ways. Actually, I have one way I think I plan on doing it. And that way is we're going to use a slightly different way than we did on the last server with our concealed door. Instead of using a torch that powers a block that powers into the whole system on the T flip-flop, we're going to use a redstone torch detector. And so what happens is I'll use a torch for now. What'll happen is we'll place a torch, and then the block will immediately knock the torch off, and it will trigger the thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up that redstone torch detector to a either an RS NOR latch or a T flip-flop. And then it's also going to be on a small timer, and the timer will then re-trigger the RS NOR latch / T flip-flop and bring the little gate back up. So it's kind of a safe thing. So like, if someone were to come over our base and activate it and then go to that world, it will reset itself back. And kind of the same with us, kind of. So that should be good. So with that, how about I head over to our single player test world, and I'm going to do a little construction, and I'll show you what I have in mind, and I will do a little a little explaining on how it works, and then we'll come back over here and I will construct it, and then I will show you the final results. So I will be back in a moment. Alright, so we made it to our test world, and we did a little bit of construction, and this is the end result that we came up with. So as you can see, we have this little red marker. I'm not sure what it would be in the regular world. It's going to be most likely a block that's not of the same type as the wall, but essentially this is what will happen. So we place our torch on this block, it'll kick it out and open up the gate, and then after a very brief period of time, it'll close again. Now, the timing in which this closes is something we can mess with in off camera, but in general, you know, pick it up, run over here, run in there, and it's normally enough time. So let's take a look at the mechanisms. Now, it's not ideal. I'm fairly confident that I can make this a lot more compact, even without using the I think it's Red Power 2, or it's either Red Power 2 or the Buildcraft, whatever the one block gates are, the mod for that. So, but as I'm more comfortable with using just regular redstone circuitry, I'm going to, for most of my projects, at least until I get a really good grasp on the one block logic gates, and once I get, you know, enough materials to be able to construct them easily, I'm gonna construct stuff in the traditional redstone way, and then off camera and stuff, I'll upgrade them to the next way. So what happens is once we place a torch here, it triggers this redstone torch detector. Now, I'm going to actually construct this real quick just so you can get an idea of how that is constructed and how it works. We'll just do a quick look at it just so you guys can get an idea. So, first things first is we have this setup right here. Actually, hold on. It's one too close. So I've got this right here. Okay, so what's going to happen is this line will run into this, which will run into this, and this. So, and we need to, let me double check this. Okay, yeah, one back. Alright, so this is how it works. When we place a block right here, what it's going to do is it's going to power the block and send power to this right here, which will send power up to here and into a repeater right here, which will additionally the line will carry on to over here, which will send power to this repeater, which is set to 2 ticks, and which will power this block right here. So ultimately what happens is it turns it into a bud switch. So the reason for it turning into a bud switch is because, hold on, I'm off by 1. Alright, so the reason why it turns it into a bud switch is because it powers the block, or powers the piston extending it, and then in 1 tick later it's going to power this block, which is adjacent to it. And so this repeater will depower, and because there's an adjacent source of power, it will stay extended, and then this will unpower. But because it doesn't really update off of these adjacent ones, it's going to stay extended. So we have this, and as you can see, it's still extended. Now, the thing with this is that regardless of, we can put any type of block right here, it's not going to update. with the exception of removing redstone, I guess, and repeaters. But in general, this will be up in the air, so you're not going to be able to do that. So now, as you can see, blocks aren't going to update it, pistons, and you can't place redstone and repeaters there, but you can place a torch there. Now I'm not entirely sure on how it detects it. My best guess is it might send a very minute signal. The torch might send a very minute signal to the block, causing a block update on these pistons right here, causing it to retract and then extend again. But I'm not 100% sure. So as you can see, it turns it into a redstone torch detector, which is what this little red circuit right here is. So that red circuit leads down into here. Now at this point, the line branches out into two separate sections. With this redstone detector, it creates it essentially creates a monostable circuit inside it. So this red line will come down as a 1-tick pulse. We have this block right here to go up and over, so we don't have to worry about the this block sending power over and interfering with the line. Which if we had it like this, it would. Let's put this back into place. Alright, so the redstone line, power comes down into two distinct circuits. The first one will come down here, and since it is a 1-tick pulse, we use a sticky piston and a block as a T flip-flop. Now, how this works is that when a sticky piston receives a 1-tick pulse, it acts as it can't push and retract in one instance. So it could either push or pull when a sticky piston gets a 1-tick pulse. So in this case, since it doesn't have a block to push, it will pull it instead. And so that's how off of this 1-tick pulse that works. So this acts as our T flip-flop, and once it pushes it out, it powers these two, which raise our sticky pistons and our stone brick. The second connection off of this line goes into a small little timer. This is what one of the main things I'll be messing with off camera, and probably one of the first things I'll be converting over to the 1-block logic gate timer. That way we can get we can actually set like intervals, so we can set 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 3.1 second, etc., etc. So that timer comes off of this, and then it goes into a monostable circuit, which is essentially kind of like that thing up there. Monostable circuit will take a input, whether it's a button input or a pressure plate input, and it will turn it into a 1-tick pulse. So the timer comes into here, gives it this gives it a 1-tick pulse, which will come into this block and will power this sticky piston, treating it like this line right here. So that first power connection will push it and extend it, retracting the stone brick, and then after a brief period, this monostable circuit will give it a 1-tick pulse, causing it to retract and then bring it up. So this is our current idea of how we're going to do it. I tried various other approaches, but because of the way the properties of the crystal is, we can't actually do some of the other things that I was thinking of. So, like for example, we have this crystal here. It doesn't act like normal blocks, whereas it acts like old glowstone. So it won't transfer power, but it will also not cut off your redstone. So it acts, it's like it acts mostly like the old glowstone, and you can also not place any redstone on top of it. Now, if this acted more like glowstone is now, and you could place redstone on it, it would probably be a pretty good block to work with. But in general, as it is now, is a fairly tedious block to work with, and one that I wouldn't want to work with. Now, another thing that I kind of wish that this portal system was able to do is able to be relit again if it's delit. So, like, for example, if I pull one of these blocks out that's a combination of the portal, and then I push it back in, it won't relight the portal. And it would be nice if there was some other way to relight it other than just replacing the book in there. But that's enough of me babbling. I'm going to head back over to the main server and construct this in our portal that we have on our base. And I'll be back in a second with that constructed, and I will give you a demonstration of it working. I will be right back. Alright, so we're back in our main base. We set up our portal with all the wiring. It's a bit ugly because we don't have any wool to color coordinate everything, but it is the exact same. So if I come over here, and this is a diamond block, by the way. I wasn't exactly sure what to use, so until I find a more suitable block, or if you guys have a suggestion for a block that you think would fit well in this theme, I'm just going to use this diamond block for now. And opens and closes exactly the same as on the single player world. So that's that. Now, to keep in the spirit of our enchanting tradition, while we do our hunt for the elusive silk touch, I'm going to head over to the Enderman farm and farm up a bit. Now, one thing that Naceros mentioned to me while we were talking is that that third option right at the bottom of the enchanting table, it shows up pretty much shows that either the level is required, or as far as I understood, your current level. If you're above that, and the higher initial higher the initial level you go into an enchant with, up to level 70, the greater chance you have of getting something really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the Enderman farm. I'm going to farm up to at least 50, and at that point I'll see how things are going. I might attempt to go up to farm up to 70 and go from there, but at the very least I'm going to farm up to 50, and then we'll give our hand at enchanting a new pick. And I might bring over a new diamond shovel as well, if we have some spare levels by the time we finish our enchanting. But we're gonna give our hand at another diamond enchant in hopes for silk touch. So I will be back in a minute. Alrighty, so we grinded it out a bit and we hit level 50. I was debating on going to 70, but it was taking long enough as is to get to 50. Oh man, this XP orb's not gonna go away. I need to relog and try. Oh, it's got away now. Alright, so we're gonna try our hand at a level 50 on our diamond pick and search for a silk touch. Come on. I'm breaking 3. Okay. Fortune 3. Alright, so yeah, we're not getting silk touch on that. Let's see if we can give our hand at efficiency 5. I'm breaking 3. Fortune. Alright, so we're not getting silk touch on that either. Well, at least we can upgrade that a little bit. All right, so unfortunately, this episode we won't be getting Silk Touch, but maybe next episode we can hope. So I'm going to cut the recording and head back to base and check the timing, and we'll see if we have time for anything else. So I will be right back. All right, so we made it back to our base. The video itself is going to be a little over 30 minutes, and I think that's good enough for today. I don't have any additional plans, at least at the moment. I still need to do a bit more resource gathering. That way I can start constructing the temple here, which is the plan for the start of next episode. Is we'll start constructing the temple here, as and all of this will be relocated to another place. And I have some good ideas with the temple. So with that, I will say goodbye for today, and I will catch you guys next time. But if you have any suggestions or feedback or overall comments about what you'd like to see, or on any comments or suggestions for things I've done this episode or even last episode, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And yeah, but with that, I will actually say goodbye for today. So see you guys next time.